before we go, what do you guys think about the Soulja Boy situation?
What happened with the Soulja Boy?
Well, with Soulja Boy and his situation, and first of all, a lot of us, we hear, oh, Charleston White, so y'all don't get it mixed up and say, well, they not telling us you Charleston White been a snitch. No, that's not true. Because usually when you hear the word snitch, the first thing you say is show us some paperwork. Charleston White, show us some paperwork where you snitched on anybody. I don't want to hear about you calling about to no prison, talking about, oh, he had a phone. Because if you was really concerned about the phone, you would have called in and said a police brought the phone in. That inmate didn't get it where he brought it in. A police brought it in if you want to make a change. So we're going back to where Charleston White been making these comments and everything and going back and forth through with this rhetoric, and we're just doing fact checks to where we want to prove a young man should be home and that the statements that Charleston White are not true and that we standing true on what we say by trying to give back to the community.
On the Soulja Boy situation, you know, people have Charleston White misconstrued as being an OG. Soulja Boy, he claims that Soulja Boy is a rapper and that Soulja Boy didn't do nothing, he wasn't no gangster, but Soulja Boy shot somebody intruding in his house. We have no evidence of Charleston White ever shooting anybody. He had a gun, and the only thing he's ever sprayed was pepper spray. So when he's talking all this gangster stuff about who this was and who did this, Soulja Boy is lock solid that he will shoot. If you violate, he will shoot. Charleston White hasn't made that pledge yet. The only thing we know for sure about Charleston White, he will tell. And we know that as a fact.
Let me restate my answer to the Soulja Boy. The incident that happened in South Beach, Miami, at the thing, if you listen to Charleston White, he say his crew seen Soulja Boy. So I think Charleston White got out with the intentions of confronting Soulja Boy when he got out the car. And once again, you heard somebody crying wolf, I'ma suit Soulja Boy for attacking me, when in fact Charleston White created the situation, then ran backwards. Soulja Boy never got maced or nothing like that. That's why you hear Charleston White say an innocent person got maced. But at the end of the day, once again, there was no merits to what he was saying. There will not be any arrest of Soulja Boy. I just heard that he claimed a warrant has been out for Soulja Boy. Wouldn't no warrant be out for a man of that stature? They would know where to find him and go where to pick him up. So once again, that's just false propaganda to create news headlines, to get views, sound bites, and likes, to whereas we're trying to save somebody's life. So at the end of the day with Soulja Boy, the claims that he making, they have no merit. They're idle. They have no standings in the court of law. There will not be any prosecution from the incident that happened with Soulja Boy and Charleston White. I don't see it coming. And also, let's speak a little bit before we go about Young Thug's next charges that have been filed today, I believe, where people are saying, oh, these are additional RICO Act charges. That is not what happened. If you remember when we was on your show prior to this, I told you that the process is when they arrested Soulja Boy for the indictment and the RICO Act.
Sorry, you mean Young Thug?
Young Thug. Yeah, Young Thug for the indictment and the RICO Act. They also found weapons and drugs in Young Thug's house. But I also told you that they would be in jail with no bail, no charges, and that they would come back and add these charges within 90 days when the bill of indictment came. So what has happened is he has two separate cases, one the RICO Act and one a new case. That's why now he has to make a choice. Does he severance them and keep them apart, or does he consolidate both cases and run them together during the trial of the RICO Act? And once again, I would say that would not be good, because they'll be bringing in the other evidence from a different isolated incidents into the RICO Act. So when you hear this, oh, somebody snitching and they got a new snitch, and making it look like this is part of the original indictments, when in fact it's just a new case that stems from the arrest when they raided his house from the RICO Act at the beginning. So I just think that should be reiterated, because we're hearing a lot of fake news about this and that, when in reality it's just a separate charge from when they went and arrested him.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, man. You know, unfortunately, Young Thug is in a lot of trouble, man.
He's in a lot of trouble, but he's in a county, Fulton County, which is one of the most corrupt in the state of Georgia. Fulton County, if you have money and have the wherewithal, you could pay your way, not all the way out in this case, because there's so many charges, but if you was going to have a chance to where money could get you out, Fulton County is the place you want to be.
You know, before we get out of here, I just want to say, man, I hope everything works out for him. I believe you guys said next year he goes to the board. So hopefully this interview right here will, you know, stop Charleston White at least from going.
At least clear the air.
You know,
From the false statements that he's made and the things that he claims that he's did. Maybe people are now in a more wide base than me and Melvin to start challenging him on really who you are.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I don't believe that Charleston White is a character. I believe that's who he is. All that stuff he says that he does, I believe it. That's just my opinion, though. I believe that's who he really is.
I mean, raping, he does.
I believe he's a rapist, a snitch.
Yeah, all of that
the
he
lowest
does.
life
That
human.
motivational speaker, he's not. A college graduate, he's not. His mother being such a hard worker, and she's not. At $3.80 an hour and multiple boyfriends, don't make her a hoe, but make her a loose lady. You feel what I'm saying? His grandmother's a drug addict. His auntie is on crack. So he didn't come from that pristine environment that he claimed he came from.
Okay.
That's the fact.
Well, you know, he likes to go after people's family. You know, taking dirty shots at people.
Yeah.
He low blows at people. So, you know, it's only fair if you know, to put the truth out about his family. Because he sure don't have a problem about making up lies about other people's family. So, you know.
And we ain't gonna lie about him and his family. His family tree is short, cut off. His father was never in the service. If that's who his father was, he was a drunk and a dope addict. His mother made bad decisions with men.
Okay.
And she had so many men in and out of her house. That's why Charleston took to the streets. He says that he was shocked that his mother was having another baby and he wasn't a baby boy anymore. He was getting punked and all his food getting ate up by her boyfriends. Poor boy.
Wow. Okay. So that's why he is the way he is.
That's why
He's been messed up from the beginning, man.
from the beginning. This didn't just happen. It's been all. That's how psychos start, and that's the psychability of this dude.
That's real.
All right.
Well, man, I can't even, you know, this is dope. I appreciate you guys, man. Like always, it's always a good time.
So
Whenever I sit down with
everybody,
you guys-
let you know that we get ready to do a podcast. Melvin Farmer and Ayatollah Marv, Hitting Them Corners on Anchor Podcast. Will be coming out soon, giving actual legal advice and legal consultation for those that don't know. They can know. Melvin has an expertise in research, and I have an expertise in being in prison. So we do know the law.
And they have it's another case I'm working on that hasn't even been exposed. It's going to be a story of a young lady that survived a serial killer in Denver, Colorado. I won't give her name out because they're in Coral Gables digging up bodies where they've extradited the suspect. And because she survived, they found duct tape, hydrochloroform to put the victims out, and she's the only survivor where they have a tape camera, a Kodak camera, what he used because he had a ritual to where he would torture the women with candlesticks, the way he would first he'd handcuff them and tie them, hog tie them, give them the hydrocodone to knock them out, and then film them as he tortured them. So we doing that case. I'm doing that case in Denver, Colorado, and Coral Gables, Florida. But I also have another case in New Jersey where a 17-year-old is facing the death penalty from when he had a blunt, a marijuana blunt that he left inside a home in New Jersey, and it burnt the building down and killed his grandfather as well as another elderly man, and he's facing the death penalty. So we have other cases. So if you're looking for legal consultation or representation or to be pointed in the right way to where you can afford an attorney at a high level, we give reasonable prices and considerations and look into what we can do in our innocent project as opposed to other innocent projects where they want you to have DNA because it's too hard of a work to do to read through transcripts and look for things. This is one of our areas of expertise. It's dissecting your transcripts, your prior direct examinations to where we look for case law to maybe bring your loved one home or domestic violence or anything of these natures. We can give you a uplift and helping hand in pointing you in the right.
Well, check that out. Check them out. You know, if you have any questions, you know what I'm saying, hit up Melvin Farmer or Ayatollah Marv. You know what I'm saying, hopefully they can help you out with your case. If any of you guys listening, you know, I sure know I could have needed some help back in the days that I but that's another story. But I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good
sure.
looking.
All
Yes,
right, thank you.
no problem.